if not for, like, if I had to be in this house all alone all this time, who knows what the fuck would have happened? Like, I would have gone bananas, probably made
Yeah.
some bad decisions.
You probably would have downloaded TikTok a lot sooner and then
Probably.
somehow turned it into a fans only thing.
I'm thinking about doing one of those, and it's just me telling jokes to nobody in my pajamas.
That's not a bad idea.
Like, you want to hear me tell jokes? Swipe up, $5 a month.
I like it. You should do it. Yeah, like I definitely I'm super grateful for my roommates like on a lot of different levels. Like yesterday, Cassidy and Scott and we went out to the Pleasant Valley desert, and we borrowed a four-wheeler from the owner of our sister company, and
Okay.
I rode the four-wheeler and they rode their dirt bikes. Funny story, I somehow riding tore the sidewall on one of the tires of the four-wheeler,
Oh, no.
and so I didn't know that's what happened, but we got back to the trucks and then we pumped it back up and then we went back out, and then halfway through where we were going, it went flat again. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. This isn't mine. Like, I don't want to
Oh,
mess it
no.
up. And Scott's like, it's cool. Just don't hit any bumps. And I was like, are you sure? Like, should I turn around and go back? He's like, no, you're fine. There's a lot of rubber there. He's like, just make sure that that tire, if you're going through any bumps, you go right over so the bumps are in the middle of
Right.
the vehicle, not like don't throw
Yeah.
that tire in it because you'll bend out the rim. But
Shit.
we ended up riding for a little while longer and came back in and took it over to Taylor's house. And I'm working for Taylor too on days where we don't have any gutter work. So like
Okay.
that's like another friendship that's been kind of like coming together. And I've known him for a while, but I haven't really known him. And
Right.
I worked with him just this last week a little bit, and like it was cool because like he's like, so where are you from? And we did the like get to know each other conversations that
Yeah.
like you wouldn't normally do in a group setting kind of thing. It was just he and I, and it was more personal. And I apparently we were born basically in the same area, and
Oh, man.
we had no idea. And
Nice.
so that was cool. But anyways, but the point of bringing up the four-wheeling trip and like having friends that trust us
Yeah.
enough to let us borrow a four-wheeler, and to know that like, I mean, it's shitty that happened. The tire got fucked up or whatever, right? And I was like, hey, how much is it gonna cost? And he's all like, oh, don't worry about it, like it could have happened to anybody. And I was like, no, well, I was riding it, like how much would it cost? And he's like, it's gonna cost $50. And I was like, okay, I'll just Venmo you. And he's all like, why don't you just Venmo me half of it? And since
Oh,
like,
nice.
and I was like, okay, I mean, if you're cool with that, like I don't mind. I mean, I was the one that was riding it. I should
Right.
be held responsible and accountable for that.
That
But
makes sense.
just like, I mean, it's super cool, the whole situation. And but yeah, anyways, I'm grateful.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, if not for, I'm so thankful for everybody in my life who gives a shit. Um, and even those who don't really, but like entertain my nonsense. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that I have, like my roommates are two amazing women. And I want to send a quick shout out to producer. He hit me up last week. He knew that I was, having a rough time with not seeing my son and doing all that stuff, and he just kind of texted me like, "Hey man, is everything all right? Do you need anything?" Blah blah. And we had a nice short little conversation, and it was just so thank you, producer, for reaching out. I'm thankful to to the new friend that I've made through this podcast, and to everybody who likes my posts, and the people who offer pie and cake money for for no reason. Like I didn't need to go get cake. Like it wasn't like I needed a blood transfusion and somebody said, oh yeah, you can have mine. It was just I made a silly post about cake, and a bunch of different people reached out. We're like, we can get you cake if you need cake.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that is nice. To the friendships that I've kind of rekindled while on lockdown, and I'm thankful for everybody in my life, because if I had to deal with this, and I'm even thankful for my ex-wife. I'm not always, but in this instance, I am. We were just talking last night, just parent to parent, about how hard this has been for us, without not having our son around, and it's just nice to have somebody who understands exactly what I'm going through,
Right.
because everybody who has kids feels the same way, but she's the only person who knows exactly how it feels, because we share a person.
Yeah.
It's a person that we made together, and so I'm thankful for her, for just kind of giving me an ear and not telling me that I was being dramatic. She admitted, she said, it's probably harder for you because I at least, I have the baby, and her boyfriend lives with her, and the stepkid or the boyfriend's kid, who's whatever it is. She's like, I can't imagine if I had to be all by myself doing this.
Yeah.
So it was just nice to be able to talk to her on a level of like just person to person, parent to parent, because regardless of how we feel about each other at any given moment of the day or week or whatever, we will always be connected by the life that we made together. And so, again, as much as we may argue about things, or we don't see eye to eye on stuff, I think a lot of stuff we are able to look past. And it's nice that I have somebody that I can talk to when I'm like, hey, I'm really missing our boy. Are you really missing him too? You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of a thing. So I'm thankful for her. My mom sent me gloves and disinfecting pads, and she got me some masks. So that's cool. So thank you, Mom. And she's been cool. Everybody, my sister, anybody in my life who has just been there. I'm thankful for all of it, because I would not, if not for the connections that I've had and that I've made, who knows what the hell I'd be doing right now. Like, I wouldn't be doing this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dwayne, for asking me to be a part of this podcast, and for helping me to take a look at stuff in a way that I don't always, or for helping me be comfortable enough to talk about things that are a little bit heavier, that aren't so silly. So thank you. This kind of stuff gives me a lot of perspective about things, and it helps me to like look at things in a different light, from a different perspective. So I appreciate you, and for all the things that you've done. You and I know we don't have to go into it. So just, I love all of you, the listeners, even if I've never met you. I love you. Thank you for listening and being a part of this journey that Dwayne and I are taking, along with producer, the unofficial third member of the show. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna start talking in circles, so I'm done now. Thank you, everybody. I love you.
I don't think I could say most of what you just said there at the end better, so I'm not going to even try. And I will reiterate, I love you guys too. Like, we do this because we genuinely care, and we genuinely want to inspire people, and to be a beacon of light in a time that seems really fucking dark. And I mean, that's it. That's plain and simple. I just want to say one more thing real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. But I posted just a couple days ago about how light casts no shadow. The things cast shadows. And,
right. Yeah.
And we're not responsible for the shadows that things are casting, but we are responsible for removing the things that are casting shadows.
Okay.
And so doing stuff like this is our attempt at trying to help people recognize that there are things in their path that are casting shadows in areas that need to be lit, and we really hope that we're able to do that. And I know the last few episodes had been a little morose, I guess. But
well, I feel like this is a little bit more on the lighter side. Like we were talking about friendship and wrestling. Like it wasn't so doom and gloom this time.
Yeah, no,
which I think is also a sign that, like, you know, it's our personal growth, right? Like we're getting better at handling stuff and coping with things, and so, you know, it's easier to talk about other stuff.
Yeah, dude, we're like a camera. We get to choose what we focus on, and just because we choose one thing does not mean that we're denying the existence of anything else.
Right. Absolutely.
But okay, let's wrap this up. Where can I find you on the social medias, Eric?
You can find me on Twitter and now on TikTok at It's Eric Cole, all one word, no apostrophes.
Yeah, boy.
On Instagram at Eric Cole Comedy, all one word. And you can also be sure to check out the TriPoint Studios on Instagram, TRIII Point. There you will see all the information about the different podcasts on the TriPoint network of stars, as I've grown accustomed to calling it. So check that out, drop them a like, and check out some of the other cool stuff that they have going on.
Yeah, and you can always find me on Instagram at shattering_the-norm, or you can find my Facebook page, shattering the norm, Dwayne Perza, and then also like the Instagram page, Personal Growth Podcast. That's personal_growth_podcast. And on Facebook, it's the Personal Growth Podcast with Perza and Cole.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for listening, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.